That's the tank off then, and that's the bolt I could see with when the tank was on that was missing. Let's get this airbox out of the way. Okie dokie. Right, so that's the tank off. So this is the stepper motor that does the idle air control, and these are the 3 pipes coming off it that go into the manifold or into the throttle body that control the idle. When I was spraying my brake cleaner up inside, I was trying to get to these pipes. I could see the end of this one. I was trying to get to these pipes because they do like to split. Anyway, I think I've already found the problem without running it or connecting vacuum gauges or anything up to it. So if we look at these throttle bodies, hang on, I'm getting in the light here. Swap sides so I can give you a better look. So when the throttle is shut, okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. When the butterflies are all closed, they should completely seal off these inlet manifolds. And that enables the stepper valve motor, the idle air control valve, this, to control the amount of air into the engine through these 3 pipes. Here's what's happening. If I push on this valve, okay, it's completely solid. It's closed in the throttle housing body, rather. If I push on this one, don't know whether this will come out on camera. See that movement? And if I push on this one, I think that's coming out on camera. Push on this one, you can see that one moving. So what's happening is these valves aren't completely shut. So when I did that TPS reset, the ECU assumed, obviously incorrectly, that there was no air passing either of these throttle bodies. That's what's throwing it all out of cattywampus. And the fact that it's got no mass airflow sensor and no map sensor, and it's heavily reliant upon the TPS, which is on the end of the throttle body here, I think that's the problem. I think we've got throttle bodies out of balance. It's throwing everything out. Okay, throttle body balance. Got to remove these pipes, 1, 2, 3, and connect vacuum gauges up instead. And we hold RPM about 1200 RPM, and we do effectively a normal throttle body carb type balance. The only difference being this one is balanced to this one and this one is balanced to this one. Let me get set up and I'll show you. Right, okay, so balancing, got these pipes disconnected. It's a bit of a pain in the arse because I've got a sort of, you need the fuel tank and the fuel pump obviously to run it, and that's quite difficult. So I'm just going to explain what I'm going to do because it's going to be really hard to film. I'm going to connect my vacuum gauges to these 3 pipes and rest the tank up. You're not going to be able to see a great deal. I need to be able to get to, there's a screw here and a screw here. Before I do that, because I know these are massively out of balance already, I'm going to just do it by feel to start with. Let me get a screwdriver and I'll show you. These are so far out, it feels like somebody's been having a bit of a play. Oh, can't even get to that screw. I'm going to have to do it like this. Okay, wrong way. What I should say actually as well is, can you see, I'm not sure it's coming out that well on camera, but see this, these are brass butterflies. See how it's got this dark discoloration? Well, that is some sort of, if anybody knows what it is, tell me in the comments. It's some sort of resin they paint on the butterfly. So when they're balanced and they're shut, they paint this resin around the edge. Okay, and I think they must let it go off slightly and then open the throttle so it breaks, so it leaves a little bit of the resin on the throttle body and a little bit on the butterfly, so you get an absolute perfect seal. So when the butterfly is completely shut, it's completely shut. I wish I knew what it was because I'd like to paint some more on. Right, okay, I think we're nearly there. It doesn't need, where's the other screw? There. and that way a bit. So we want to get it so when I push on them, they all feel exactly solid. That one, it's backing off a smidge. You get the idea. Anyway, I'll balance them with the vacuum gauges. I'll be able to show you the vacuum gauges, but probably won't be able to show you under here because the tank will be in the way. Let's balance those perfectly. Then we're going to do that idle reset again. And I'm hoping that will fix it. Right, onwards. Right, okay. So I've got the tank propped up here with the power supply and the fuel line connected so I can run it. I've got them as close as I can, these butterflies, with my fingers. So I'm going to start this, but I'm going to have to give it throttle to, otherwise it's not going to run. And the idea is to manually hold the, about there. See how they're out of balance? Ha! I've left my screwdriver on the other bench. Typical. No, I haven't. It's down there hiding. No, it isn't. That's the number 3. Oh, come on, Jim. Sort yourself out, mate. What the fuck have I done with it? Okay, that one will do. Right. So, let's go again. Right, so where are we at? They both need to come closer. So the number 1 is basically the fixed point, and then they need to come, let's just kill it. They need to come closer to that. So we need, if I get this the right way, this screw. Let's go both of those anti-clockwise. Let's try that. Okay, I went the wrong way with the other screw. See how it's ticking over now on its own because they're out of balance? They're passing air. There shouldn't be any way it can tick over if they're balanced correctly. Okay, that is as close as I can get. Let's call that done. Get the airbox back on. Let's do the idle reset. Let's see how it's running. Okay, sorry, no screen record, but I just wanted to show you this. So I've done the idle reset again. The reference idle speed, it's trying to get it to 240. This changes slightly on engine temperature in case you were wondering why that's moving around. That's the target, and that's what it's at. So it's got, where's the stepper position? That's the adaptation, where is it? At the top maybe. See this stepper position moving now, whereas it was stationary before. So now it's got control over the idle. I'm hoping, let me turn it off. I'm hoping that we fixed it. I'm going to put the rest of it together. The tank's on already, but there's panels and stuff to go on. It's just turned off because I turned the ignition off. I'll see you on the road test. Cross your fingers. Okay, road testy time. Okay, that's nice. A little bit of a fast idle to start with, and then comes down to the correct RPMs. Well, if nothing, we fixed the idle. Let's see. Which way am I going to go? Fuck it, we'll go the other way. Might meet my boy and my wife coming home from school if we go this way. So based on how it was behaving before, we're going to need to get a little bit of heat in it. I might be wishful thinking, but it does feel a lot smoother just off idle there. I don't want to count my chickens, but I think we might have fixed this. It feels so much nicer down there, just off idle. See if it comes down to an idle after a bit of a ride there. It's alright, isn't it? About 1200 RPM. The fuel injection on these was always a little bit, oh, it's hanging a little tiny bit there. Oh no, here we go. The fuel injection was always a little bit janky on these. You think when it was, you know, this injection system, is it an MC1000, this ECU? I think like 2002, 2003, so we're talking over 20 years ago, this fuel injection. You know, fuel injection on bikes back then was only just becoming mainstream. Force it down into low RPM like that and make it labour a bit. Oh, it's lovely. Although at this point in the last ride, I think I was saying out loud, I don't know what's wrong with this bike apart from the fast idle. So let's not call it fixed just yet. Okay, so it's had a bit of a run down that hill. What's the idle like now? Let's see. I'm basically doing a backwards road test, aren't I? Oh, it's hanging a bit. Oh no, it's down to 12. It just likes to, it seems to take a while. It's a while since I've ridden one of these, but it's like that stepper motor is trying to find its place, you know? I don't think I'm imagining it. It seems a bit smoother lower down. Let's get in behind this screen so you can hear me. I forgot how nice these were to ride. It's really, really nice. It's really smooth. It's got loads of power. The seating position is really comfortable. Fair play. You could do some miles on one of these. Right. Now it's had a bit of a run. Let's on my backwards road test. This is basically the junction I always pull out of. Look. Let's pull over here. It's coming down to a nice idle. Let's do some very light throttle. It'll pull away. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, all that low down snatchiness in the throttle has gone. Oh, I'm having that as a win. I was worried it might have to come apart again, and the guy doesn't really want to spend much money on it. If it was going to be too much, he was going to sell it, not fix it. Maybe that's the title of the video. If you can't fix it, I'm selling it. That's lovely now. Well, that's a win. And in reality, I know I've messed around filming and stuff, but it's only a couple of hours labour really, that fix. I'll give him the good news. Alright guys, same as always, like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, it's really, really helpful. And then if you want to be a super fan, you can become a patron and then join the Discord. A quick word on the becoming a patron thing. You might not be aware, but there's been a big hoo-ha with Patreon recently, in that Apple, if you use an Apple device, so an iOS device, with the Patreon app on it, oh god, let's negotiate this gap. If you use an Apple device to sort of do your Patreon subscription, Apple, the cheeky bastards, charge you 30% for using Apple Pay. So if you're going to become a patron, don't use an Apple device. Either do it on the web, I'll put a link in the description of the video, do it on the web, or do it through an Android phone. That way you won't get charged the 30%. And I think if you say no, I think you might even get the option. You might get the option to say, no, I don't want to pay the 30%, and then they take 30% off me. So either way, please don't use an Apple device to sign up. That's that then. It's the end of another one, another fixed motorbike. I hope there was some useful information in there for you. Thanks guys, I really appreciate all of you. Take it easy, see you soon.